Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never Words podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brown, joined as always by my brother, Tim, and I surprised him today. We're trying a new way to record, so he's a little confused, but his headphones are working, so That's a good sign, Tim.
Yeah, we're starting out on a good foot, you know. I did think it was a spam email, but
here we are. I'm going to be able to upload this right to YouTube, so your pretty face is going to be there for all the people to see. Luckily, you've been cutting out those carbs.
And I've been combing my hair.
And you combed your hair. I didn't comb my hair today. I actually went to the grocery store and wore a hat, so I look a little ragged. Tim, you want to talk ragged?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the New England Patriots football team. How's that for a segue?
That was pretty smooth. I was able to rewatch the game.
Oh, that's good.
And
was it just as bad the second time?
It's hard to watch. It's just hard football to watch.
All right, here's my question for you. Is there anything currently redeeming about this team? Because I can only think of one.
It's funny you bring it up. I wrote, my note said, nothing about them looks like it's moving in the right direction.
I mean, I can't disagree with you in that respect. The only thing I had in my mind was Christian Gonzalez is awesome.
Yeah. I wrote with a question mark the defense. Like, even Keon White.
Don't be fooled by... The Dolphins are the second worst team in football if the Patriots are the worst.
Right, and they let up 20 points to them.
15. Don't sell them short.
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez is good. Yes. But it was also Travis Huntley threw the ball right to him.
No, he dove. That was a sweet interception.
Yeah, but I don't think that Tua is throwing that pass.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're probably right there. It's Tyler Huntley, by the way. You said Travis.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference,
But Keon White was better yesterday. Did you hear that?
Good headbutt. Good headbutt.
Yep. That didn't get called. Now, that's Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Rodgers. That's not Tyler Huntley. That's probably getting called.
Yeah.
Burrow, yeah. Stafford. There's a number of guys. The linebackers are not good.
Tavai's okay, I guess.
Yeah, except I told you there was one screenplay where I was like, Tim, watch Tavai right here.
He did stand still.
And he just completely looked the other way. He got totally duped. Stevenson, he hobbled off.
Did you hear? Maybe I missed it when we were watching it originally, but on the rewatch, they benched him for his fumbling.
Yeah, to start.
That's why I didn't. Yeah, that sent a good message. I bet.
4 games, 4 fumbles. Hold on the ball, Petey. That's what I said to you when he ran in for his touchdown. That's why I screamed, "Hold on to the ball, Petey."
Right, but does that really send the message? Oh man, you sat the first drive. Yep, I'm never gonna fumble again. We need more of a Tim McGraw Friday Night Lights
kick out the back window, throw the ring out,
go home, duct tape his hands to a football.
Yeah,
I did it to Griff last night. That kid's never gonna drop the ball. He was crying this morning.
I hope he understands backside pressure. You made the announcement yesterday. He wants to try out for quarterback.
He does.
Let's hope his knees hold up. Let's hope he gets your knees and not Kate's.
I agree. And maybe somebody else's height. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're like, what, 5'6"?
Yeah, on a good day.
The other thing is that
Nick Levert is the worst lineman to ever play.
Okay, let's just go to the offense. I was going to say, we're in the prime. What's going on? Why aren't they playing Drake Maye? situation now because the other 3 rookie quarterbacks look decent. They have 10 wins amongst them. But
are you including Bo Nix in that?
Yeah, I guess he doesn't look decent, but he's gotten 3 wins.
No, I just didn't know where we were having the cutoff. Okay.
Yeah. No, not Penix, because Kirk Cousins balling out.
I wouldn't know he was on my bench.
Yeah. Well, you do know. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there were some troubling things. I think I'm ready to say there's some troubling trends with the quarterback position for the Patriots right now.
Yeah, I just don't. This is what we wanted.
Yes.
And it sucks when you're in it. Because the games are hard to watch, but does Drake Maye beat the Dolphins? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Seahawks?
But no.
They they lost in overtime.
Yeah, but you have to put into perspective he's probably going to make rookie mistakes, dumb passes at different points. Essentially what people are calling for is someone who can escape pressure because it's constant pressure. But if it's constant pressure where you turn around to look at your receivers, what are you going to do there? Like,
I will say there was one play in the beginning of the game. It was the first drive because he got sacked back-to-back plays. He was under center, and even the announcer counted out how much time he had. And he was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he was like, the ball has to be out. That sack is on you. Like, under center, dropping back, you have to have the ball out.
Yeah, I know.
Throw it somewhere. Like that's all the guy said. He said, throw it somewhere, throw it in the stands. Just you have to. You can't take.
This is what you wanted.
Right.
I would rather them
but God, it is hard.
Control the pick in the offseason. Either to, I don't know, is Coach Prime's son?
Shador.
The number 1 Shador, is he the top?
No, that's crazy. Carson Beck is the quarterback from Georgia.
Oh, yeah. What about Ewers? I know he's been dinged, but...
Yeah, he's probably one or in that top 3, but...
But I'm saying if you get someone picking like 6th who will mortgage their future to get one of those guys, and then you can just take a tackle 6th, that's what I want. I want control for the Patriots at the top of the draft.
All right. Are they the worst 1-4 team? Do you want to hear them?
Sure.
Rams, Browns, Panthers, Jags, Bengals, and that's it.
It is a grudge match between them and the Panthers, I would say.
Yeah.
And I don't include the Browns, even though they're pretty god-awful, because they're in such a different situation. They don't have a young quarterback who...
Yeah, but they're taking a quarterback if they get a top 5 pick.
Right. Maybe. But I'm saying
if they
right
didn't
now
take a quarterback, that would be crazy.
They have just dead everything. Dead cap.
Did you see that play?
Are you going to be more specific?
So, the Browns had a 4th and 2. Stefanski wanted to go for it, and Deshaun just walked off the field. Like, the video is showing Stefanski saying, we're going for it, and Deshaun's looking right at him and walks off the field.
Do you think he just doesn't give a shit anymore?
Well,
like,
probably because they guaranteed him $200 million.
I got the money, I'm good.
Yeah.
Wow. Who would have guessed that he turned out to be a bad guy? But yes. I will say, with the current situation of their offensive line and Andy Dalton being better than Jacoby Brissett. And I'm blanking on his name. The receiver on the Panthers that played better as soon as Dalton came in.
Darn.
Fuck.
Is it Mooney?
But, huh?
Mooney?
No. Anyways, that receiver.
Kelvin Benjamin.
No. What? That guy's still in the league?
No.
Oh, my God. Remember him? Bust. Florida State legend, though. Deontay Johnson. Steelers legend. Deontay Johnson is better than any Patriot receiver. So you have a better quarterback
Is that
and
true?
a better... Yes. Yes. Would you take Deontay Johnson on the Patriots if they had a chance to do even halfway decent this year?
I think that the Patriots wide receivers are okay. I don't think it's last year where they're not getting open. I think it's a flip side. They are open and they don't have a quarterback that can throw them the ball.
Well, they didn't have one last year.
Right. But
I know what you're saying, but I
they're
think
open
now
this year.
The Patriots are the worst 1-4 team. Because the Bengals, even though the Patriots beat the Bengals, I don't know. The Bengals are 3 plays away from being 4-1.
Yeah.
They've lost stupid games. Every game they've lost has been stupid.
And they're just better.
Joe Burrow was awesome, and Chase was awesome yesterday.
That was the best game of the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, but Cowboys and Steelers was sloppy but good last night.
I couldn't
It
stay up
started
for
at
that.
goddamn midnight.
Yeah, I couldn't stay up. A little lightning. What's their worry? There must have been a tall pole around the stadium that the lightning would have hit.
It was a big ketchup bottle made out of metal.
Lightning would have hit that. Everybody would have been fine.
I'm not sure if that's how it works. I think it works.
I think people overreact to lightning.
I think it's one of those things you don't want to mess with it.
You don't even die.
Because they took precautions.
No, but I'm saying there's people that have been struck by lightning that didn't die.
Okay. That's your argument against lightning? Is there are survivors?
I just don't think it's as dangerous as everybody's making it out to be.
Okay. Odd turn.
Just not a lightning guy, I guess.
In the next segment, we'll ask Tim what he thinks of the moon landing.
It happened in a Hollywood basement.
So, I honestly have nothing else to say about the Patriots. This is going to be it the whole year. We're going to be able to talk to them about them for 15 minutes.
Are we worried about Mayo? Or is he trying to lose games, do you think? Or is he just a bad coach?
Well,
because he kind of lost the game.
Therein lies the question. They could have kicked a field goal instead of the Hunter Henry false start. Had 3 timeouts and go up against Tyler Huntley and try and stop him and get the ball back and then get in field goal range again. And
with your best part of the offense. Or best part of the team, your strength is the defense.
Yeah. Wow, geez, Quinn agreed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what? I saw a breakdown. I think it was Doug Kayed had 2 screen grabs on that last play, and it's easy to be, Monday morning quarterback, armchair quarterback. They didn't have timeouts. Demario Douglas was breaking to the sideline, and you could have thrown it to him. I think Polk was on the goal line. You could have thrown to him, but he threw it to Henry at 12?
With no way to stop. Yeah.
And it was second down. Throw it directly into the ground. Throw it right at someone's feet. Set it up again. And then do the Hail Mary and hope for pass interference. So I don't know. I think maybe they're just like, I think they're trying to win. Mayo's trying to win. But they are just doing dumb shit.
I find it hard to believe you're trying to win if you're not putting Drake Maye in.
Tim, there's lots of, things come from up on high. Did you see the Donald Trump impersonator that played Robert Kraft in that show you love?
Yeah. Did you see Belichick?
Yes, it was.
Have you seen Bloodline? So that's the brother.
Which one?
The one that played Belichick is the brother from Bloodline.
So he's not the one that died, and he's not Coach.
Yeah, he's the other one.
I didn't know that.
And it was horrific.
It was so bad.
Got 2 tight ends. Fullback set off to the right. I could do that. I was like, this is horrific to watch.
And then the draft. I only saw clips on Twitter. I didn't watch it. I know you watch it religiously.
I have watched it.
I'm just saying, I wonder
not
if
a family-friendly show, I will say that.
An organizational decision to not play May right now. Which, still, I agree with. And, again, I said this with Jack last week. If you want Drake Maye to play, you think they can contend, which is just wrong.
Yeah.
What's the point of him playing other than you think they'd be better and win games? They're not going to contend.
Yeah, but I don't think he's learning any good things from Brissett.
I think he's learning.
Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, and Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith. Those guys were good quarterbacks.
But are you taking into consideration that Drake Maye is waking up every day with the ability to walk, the ability to move his arms?
Brissett didn't get hit that hard yesterday.
He was on the ground at least twice, limping around.
Yeah, but that's just him.
I just
probably went to a wedding the night before. He was stiff.
Tim, that's you. Tim went to a wedding and really did not know what happened the next day.
I was surprised by my soreness.
When they put him in, I'm going to be like, all right, we're doing this.
So when do you think it will be now?
I still think it will be after Halloween. When's their bye? This is what I said at the beginning of the year.
November. I think it's week before Thanksgiving.
There you go. Why do you need him to play more than a few games? Get his feet wet. Get him protection in the offseason. All right, so let's see. Let's look at their
my one thing is.
Yep, go ahead.
What do you see them doing? It's the week after Thanksgiving's their bye, I think.
So week 14, that's actually pretty late because then you play four games, 2 against the Bills. Oof.
So they draft a left tackle, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the offensive line, so you have a good left tackle, a good center.
If Andrews comes back.
You would assume Onwenu
moves to right tackle.
Your
boy Cole Strange comes back.
Is he out for the year?
No. Now, you know what? You got the ingredients. Now you got a stew going.
Nick Levert needs to be on a plane to a different country.
Which one?
I don't care. He had 8 pressures and a sack yesterday.
Did you send him to, like, Sweden?
No.
Nice lifestyle.
Somewhere in the Middle East. Cheap apartments.
Have you seen those apartments before?
I know they're nice. They have a lot of rugs.
That was a chance to talk about your time deployed, but you just didn't go with it. Yeah, I think but the thing is you don't know what the entire market of offensive linemen looks like this offseason.
No.
They got cash to burn, Tim. And as we know, Robert Kraft is ready to spend.
He loves to spend money.
And he has been since he took over the team. He didn't just luck into the best coach-quarterback combo ever and
No, he paid everybody.
Spend time in a strip mall in Florida. That's where he's really spending his money.
And that's not even that expensive. So you have to go a lot.
I don't know, Tim. I was just looking at the schedule, and now I have a confirmed date in my brain when Drake Maye starts.
And it is?
November 3rd, Week 9 at Tennessee. Here's what leads up to it. The week before is the Jets. You're not going to do that. Week before that, London. Nope. And then this weekend. So it's Texans, Jaguars, Jets. Get those out of the way. Then he can play against the Titans, Bears, Rams, Dolphins. That's actually unfortunate. All those teams aren't very good. If he plays better, now we're messing with the draft pick.
I don't see them beating the Bears or the Jags.
Probably not. Tim, the Jags
What was the fourth
just
team?
lost 9 in a row. Oh, you put something in front of your... What was that?
No, what happened?
Did the shade open?
What,
Can't even
the sun
see you.
coming?
Tim, this is high-quality stuff. The Rams and the Dolphins. Oh, there you go. That looked better.
The Rams will beat
I don't think they'll win, but I think that's 4 good teams to get for his first 4 games.
Yep.
Good as in a good matchup, not talented teams. Do you have anything else on the Patriots? You like
No.
to write down thoughts sometimes, your musings, or we could just kind of bounce around.
No, we kind of covered it all.
All right, I want to ask you some questions about this. Just gonna throw them at you. This is what I did to Jack, and I think he thrived. I think he liked it. First question: are you and Jack ready to write me a handwritten note saying, "Tom, you were right. Aaron Rodgers coming off an Achilles in this Jets offense isn't everything." I know we had him as the 85 Bears. They were going to go 16-1 and all that nonsense. Are you ready to apologize to me? You guys were pretty rough on me on your preview podcast about 2 things. You said, "Oh, who's going to throw Malik Neighbors the ball?" And he turned out to be all right. And then I said, why are we crowning the Jets? And here they are, 2-3. They lost to a team that threw for 60 yards 2 weeks ago, and then they lost yesterday. So, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean they're not that good. I think they're growing pains is what I would call it. They need to fire Saleh. I don't understand why they haven't yet. Maybe they're waiting for the plane to land. The fact that Vrabel isn't their coach is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't give Brees Hall the ball, which is weird because he's
I've been wondering about that.
A top 3 running back in the league.
Do you think that's a Rodgers decision? Like he wants to throw 50 times, 40 times?
No, they give it to the other running back.
Oh, true, yeah. Well, maybe he's playing better. You don't have all 22.
I don't. You're right.
Matt got rid of it.
What a cheap guy.
I texted him, "Hey, I was stealing your NFL Plus. What's the deal?" He's like, "Oh, I'll look at it." He knows what he's doing.
No, it's cheap.
Got to spend all his money on flour and eggs. Ooh, I'm making fettuccine today.
Oh, bread. He did make a good pizza once.
Don't, Tim, don't fall
I said
for it,
once.
okay?
Yeah, I don't get it. Brees Hall should be getting the ball 20 times a game.
Did you draft Brees Hall in a fantasy draft?
Maybe.
No, is this strategy related or is it a personal vendetta?
No, I think it's strategy and personal.
Oh, I meant for you, what you're saying.
Personal for me. But strategy for the Jets. Like, he's your best player.
He's their second best player because they threw the ball to their best player a bunch yesterday, and that was
20
smart.
times?
Hey, he caught, what, 13 of them?
I just don't think that's an efficient offense.
Well,
you brought Nathaniel Hackett in because Rodgers wants to call the plays and knows that Hackett would let him call the plays.
Yeah.
Saleh has no control, and their defense isn't even that good anymore.
They've beaten the Patriots and the Titans.
Yep.
That's all you have to say. On the other end, Vikings just keep winning. And
I had them at the bottom of the barrel.
Can I write in Brian Flores as my presidential candidate? Because do you know what he did yesterday?
I think you can write in whoever you want.
The Jets needed to score a touchdown. They couldn't kick a field goal. They needed to score a touchdown. He didn't play prevent defense. And then Stephon Gilmore picked it off.
He just played regular
Aaron Rodgers had to scramble around. I don't get the prevent defense at the end of a game. And it's like, oh, we'll tighten up in the red zone. You could do it at the 40. If you've been bringing pressure the whole game, continue. The guy can't move. He doesn't want to get hit. It's nonsense. Thank you, Brian Flores, for making my point, is all I'm saying.
You've been bringing that up for years.
It drives me bananas. All right. Caleb Williams. Figuring it out, or was it the Panthers?
Panthers.
Yeah. I feel that too. Tough.
He did have 320 yards, right?
Yeah, something like that. But it's a tough day just fantasy-wise when you're like, all right, the other guy's playing DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, big deal. And then you're like, oh, it's the Panthers. But, yeah.
Who has a better future, the Panthers or the Patriots?
As long as Drake Maye isn't Bryce Young, probably the Patriots. Because they also have draft picks.
And the Panthers have. Like, at least the Patriots have a good defense.
And draft picks. Bryce Young went 4 for 7 for 58 yards yesterday, though, so maybe he's figuring it out.
Did Dalton get hurt?
I don't know. I don't know what the situation. Maybe they want to save the bullets for the red rifle.
Yeah.
Okay. We know who the best player in football is. Okay? I understand that. Oh, here he comes. Quinn's got thoughts. Maybe I can put a little blur on his face so the YouTube world doesn't see him. But here's my question that could be a hot take, but it's a question. Is Lamar the best regular season player in football right now? We know he struggles in the postseason.
So you're saying
that's where
Mahomes is the best player in football?
Yes. And Mahomes gets that shit done every time in the playoffs unless he's facing Tom Brady. Lamar Jackson, in my mind, if the season ended today, would be the MVP.
Yeah, I think that's...
He does crazy shit. He fumbled, fell down, got up, scrambled like 20 yards in the backfield, and then threw a touchdown to Likely. Did you see that?
I did not. I'll take your word for it.
He dropped the snap, fell to his knees, got up, pressure was there, scrambled around, got away from it, and hit Likely in the end zone. It was insane.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's the best player in the regular season. Over the last 3 years.
Yeah. When Mahomes stopped throwing for 53 yards, when there were real questions of can Mahomes stand on the field and throw it out of the stadium, that has changed since they got rid of Tyreek Hill. Now they just win stupid games, and you're like, how'd they get away with that?
The refs, the refs.
I wouldn't take Lamar and the postseason, I'd probably take a few guys ahead of him, including like Joe Burrow if it was a postseason game. And
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Lamar hasn't done really anything yet in the postseason.
Aren't they always hurt, though?
Not last year. Last year they lost at home. They scored like 10 points at home in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Now, Zay Flowers did fumble going into the end zone, but still. Yeah.
A lot of people sleep on Derrick Henry as well.
Oh, I don't know why.
Like, oh, it's Derrick Henry. Like, yeah, it's Derrick Henry, and he's still nasty.
He still does the exact same thing he's been doing. Just new owner in Tennessee gets rid of Vrabel and Derrick Henry. Just don't get it. Chooses Will Levis. We're building around the Mayo man.
You know, so I brought that up recently to some
Mayo
coworkers.
and the coffee thing?
How does one start doing that?
Well, Tim, I don't know if you know this. White people are weird with mayo.
Okay.
As a anti-mayoer, what you people are doing with mayo is...
That's semi not true, though. Like, you eat tuna fish.
Yeah. But I'm not, like, slathering it on both sides of a piece of bread, putting it on the turkey and rolling the turkey up, and then putting it on my lips before I eat, like you people.
I don't think I've ever done that with a turkey.
It's a good binding agent for tuna and chicken salad. Fine. But are you tasting mayo when you eat a tuna salad sandwich? Or are you tasting all the other ingredients?
I don't know if you're really tasting mayo on a regular sandwich. I'm also not a both sides of the bread guy.
No, but you put it on like your face, you make a mayo beard, and then shave it off with a spoon.
Yeah, I taste it then. It's salty.
No, I don't know, Tim. He just probably was like, I'm going to put mayo in my coffee because I love mayo.
Nobody's
He's a
ever...
both sides of the bread guy.
I don't believe that he's drinking coffee with mayo. I don't. I think it's all
There's
made
a whole
up.
commercial about it.
I want to see him in front of me. Put a clump of Hellmann's in there. Because it definitely doesn't...
Oh, he's in the South, Tim. It's Duke's.
Duke's is better.
Oh, wow. Hot take on the podcast.
No, Duke's mayo is way better than Hellmann's.
I've never had it, so I wouldn't know.
But I want to see him sit across from me, put a clump of Hellmann's in there, and mix it, and tell me that actually mixes in. There's no way.
I don't know. I just think of how gross it is. It's oil and egg. You wouldn't put oil or egg in your coffee.
But if you blend it together?
I guess if it's emulsified, maybe the chemicals change. I don't know. Have you ever made your own mayo?
I have.
Oh, really? Did you do the whole, like, slow drizzle? How'd it turn out?
It was very good.
Oh, proud of you. All right. What's the next game? Because we went off the rails talking about... We weren't even talking about the Titans. Buffalo, Houston.
Game of the week.
Why did the Bills throw it 3 times on their 3?
I'll take a page out of the Seahawks playbook. I don't think they wanted to win.
You don't think they wanted to win?
James Cook is probably their best offensive player outside of Allen.
Yep.
So not giving it to him makes no sense. At least once.
Quick sidebar. It's the spooky season. Is Quinn possessed?
Potentially.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then you kick it back and you're like, oh yeah, we'll be fine. We can just stop them. That was dumb. That was dumb football. But Nico Collins got hurt, so maybe that opens the door for the Patriots next week.
Yep, sure, that's all they needed.
I'm sure they'll do great against that.
Will Anderson has a picture of Nick Levert on his locker.
Will Anderson, oh my God. Can you imagine?
And he's just going to say, I'm going to make this guy my bitch for 4 quarters.
Yeah. When do you have let me look it up as we're talking. When is Cole Strange coming back? Because he's not even that good.
No. It just says knee injury.
We're
and
at
there's
a
no
point
update.
now where we're looking up to see when Cole Strange is coming back. And
But Levert's playing center. Jake Andrews is out for the year. And David Andrews.
Yeah. I know, but maybe you could do a shuffle if you get. All right, it's ugly. I don't want to. See, everyone in the world. Do you want Drake Maye taking snaps, or everyone in Pat's Nation? Do you want Drake Maye taking snaps with Will Anderson on the other side of the ball?
No, and they have that other. I forget who the other end for the. He was from the Vikings. They signed him this offseason.
Danielle Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. That was a weird game because why do the Bills just suck at football sometimes and then sometimes look like the best team in the NFL?
I'm gonna go with it's a competition thing. I think the Bills they're gonna win the AFC East because everybody's bad. But I don't think they're going to last long in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe they win round 1 because they play a wild card team.
Yeah, I mean, if second round you're playing the Chiefs and the Ravens, it's not looking good for them.
Yeah.
Next question. Is Jaden Daniels going to lead the Commanders to the NFC East Championship? And do you think it's safe for them to cut their punter and no longer have to carry one? They could carry like an extra offensive lineman.
No, I don't.
No?
I think the ride will end soon. I think he'll get hurt.
Oh, RG3 style? Like everything's looking good and then he gets hurt?
Yeah, I think he's just going to take a hit and miss 2 or 3 weeks, and the Cowboys will come back, and the Eagles are still good. I just don't see it continuing.
Are the Eagles good?
I guess.
Well, you said it.
What happened to A.J. Brown?
I don't know.
He randomly was out, and now he's not coming back.
He's done for the year?
No, I'm just saying he's been out for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I feel like it was a hamstring.
I think
he's coming back for the Browns game.
Is that this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to adjust my lineup. Yeah, I think
right.
that the ride ends with the Commanders.
All right, so they play the Ravens this week. Probably does. Yeah, this week. But then they play the Panthers, Bears, Giants. Tim, they could have 7 wins in their next 4 games.
7-2.
7-2. Now you got to scrap out 2 more wins to probably make the playoffs.
Oh, I think they'll make the playoffs. You said if they were going to win the East.
Okay, but they still haven't played the Eagles or the Cowboys. Has the Eagles or Cowboys defense made you think that they can stop Jaden Daniels? You're just counting on injury. You're just like, I bet you bet the under, too.
I do bet the under. A lot.
Yeah, you don't like fun. All right. Are you worried about the 49ers?
Yeah.
And in your medical expertise, how does tendonitis travel from one side to the next?
If I had to guess, he was clicking his heels together.
Oh, okay. Never thought. You should call into sports radio with that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Felger and Maz?
Say you're adjacent, you're medical adjacent.
Yep.
And you think that's what happened. But real serious. Are they not that great?
I'm worried about him because McCaffrey's going to be out for the year.
Yeah.
And he's their best player.
And Greenlaw's probably not coming back this year because tearing your Achilles in the Super Bowl is the worst game to do it.
With that being said, they're still likely going to win the NFC West.
Really? Over the Seahawks, you think?
The Seahawks just lost to the
Giants. They play this Thursday. That's true. Rams aren't good and Cardinals are not good. So, yeah.
Because they still have other talent. Like, their defense is still good.
Well, what's his name? Jalen Warren just comes in and is good? Is that his name?
No, that's the running back for the Steelers.
You're right.
I think it was
Jordan
something
Mason.
John. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they'll be
didn't
fine.
Even have that great a game yesterday.
They'll win the NFC West, but I don't think anything more than that.
Do the Steelers have a problem with their quarterback?
Yeah.
They're not scoring. Everyone's saying Justin Fields is improving. He's not making stupid mistakes, but it's not high-powered.
I don't think they have good weapons either. They might have a decent offensive line, but George Pickens, to me, is the most overrated wide receiver in the NFL.
Because he makes fancy preseason and practice catches.
And he just is an idiot. Like, I didn't like when he celebrated the first down. Was that 2 years ago? When they were trying to, it was like a 2-minute drill. Celebrated the first down, and then the O-lineman pushed him. Last night, he grabbed the guy by the face mask and just threw him to the ground.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Like, he makes dumb mistakes, and he's not that good.
Yeah.
Najee Harris sucks. I'm going to say it. He's good for 2 yards a carry. Like,
classic Steelers. Get the ball to Freiermuth. Get it to your tight end in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that isn't. I think eventually the defense gets, like, fed up. But, I mean, Fields had to come out to check for a concussion yesterday, and they didn't put Wilson in. So is he not playing?
Who'd they put in?
I don't know. Number 14? Definitely wasn't Wilson. It was a white guy.
Yeah, I'm out on them. Their offense, at least. Like, and people want to blame the quarterback, but they've had awesome.
Came in 1 for 1 for 19 yards.
Play him.
It's just, I don't know. All right, do you have any football questions for me? Sometimes you write down a Tim's burning question.
Let's see.
Food questions, anything. I'm an open book.
What do you think about the NFC South? We had the Falcons and the Bucks go head to head.
I actually still think it's the Bucks.
Yeah.
I think, you have a game where a rookie fumbles and that opens the door for the home team on a short week and they pull it off. But I don't know. I was thinking about this when I started seeing there's a guy for the Ringer that tweets out ridiculous stats about how bad Deshaun Watson is. And he is, the one of them today was he is 750th since 2000 as the worst EPA per play for quarterback. And the list was 754 quarterbacks long. And I was thinking, as I was doing some grocery shopping, where are you in your life where you're like, yeah, he's 753rd out of 759 all time for the first 3 weeks of the season. What was wrong with Baker Mayfield? You had a guy that was just a ball player.
Yep.
And he led him to a win in the playoffs and nearly beat Patrick Mahomes. I think that was another crazy-ass Chiefs win at the end.
always plays hurt.
Oh, no, it wasn't even that. The backup, Chad Henne, came in and won.
Oh, yeah, Mahomes got hurt. He rolled his ankle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just don't get it. And, again, same with the Panthers, the Rams, I guess it worked out for them. They won the Super Bowl. But you're fine if you load up around Baker and with Evans and Godwin and
Mike Evans is the most, we talked about overrated. Mike Evans has got to be the most underrated wide receiver.
I think he just had 8 catches while we were talking.
And probably a touchdown.
It's insane.
Like, nobody ever really puts him, when you're making your top 5, you're not like, oh, Mike Evans.
Right, and you know what? They got a lot more publicity when they had Tom Brady, but he's doing it without Brady, which is
and did it
like
before without with Jameis. Like,
yeah. I'm pro
Jameis
Mike
needs
Evans.
to play in Cleveland because they could be good. Jerry Jeudy also on the overrated scale.
Yep. Yeah, there's some names coming out of college that, like you talked about, Najee Harris goes to a storied franchise. Awesome at Bama. Just like, no, it didn't work out. He's not that dude. That dude is Derrick Henry. Like, Nick Chubb was until the second knee injury. Like, those guys are awesome. Sony Michel.
Awesome.
Two-time
Super Bowl winner.
Super Bowl champ.
Yeah,
I just
going
don't,
to the Baker
so
Mayfield
I think it's
thing.
the Bucks.
So,
Because,
yeah,
go ahead.
To the Baker Mayfield thing. The quarterbacks in a second system that we've seen this year, and I guess going back 2 years for Geno Smith, like, is it showing us now that it's really about where you're drafted as opposed to how good you are?
100%.
Sam Darnold is 5-0.
Right.
On Monday Night Football with the Jets, he saw ghosts.
You don't want to go to the Jets. I mean, honestly, look at what Aaron Rodgers is doing.
You don't want to go to the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers is a top 5, top 3 quarterback of all time. And look at what's happening.
Yeah. But Baker went to the Browns. Now he's going to go to the playoffs again.
Yeah. I just think, even looking back on the Patriots, and they have a young guy that we haven't seen play, I get it. But they could have had him for like $1 million or something.
Baker.
I think the Cam Newton year, because was that
and Belichick
right?
was a Baker guy.
Yeah. Was that the year? I don't know. I don't know where Baker was with the Browns at that point. Maybe not. But at least after the Cam year, we were like, don't do Cam Newton again.
Yeah.
And I think Baker Mayfield, I don't know. He is good. I just think he's just good. So I think that's why they win that division. Because Cousins, Thursday night games are weird.
Yeah. He did throw for 509 yards.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also not going to keep up.
Who knows? Kyle Pitts.
All right, Tim, just one programming note. You need to start doing your research on the Celtics. Get back up, you know? They played 2 of their 5 preseason games. This is
all right. Hold on.
Coming up.
Let's do a little end of football basketball talk.
Okay.
What do you think about the Towns trade?
I think it was weird to break up chemistry for the Knicks. I think Cat is
I just don't get it.
I just don't see a Cat to me isn't like a guy where I'm like
they signed Bridges, they would have just been fine. They would have competed.
Yeah. I don't know who led it. That's the thing. Were the Timberwolves like, oh geez, I spent too much time with you. I said Timberwolves. Were they like, we got to get this dude out of here because in the end of games, he's just getting switched on. And if Rudy Gobert isn't in,
he's the
he
George
can't play
Pickens,
offense.
probably not George Pickens, but of bad penalties.
Oh,
That's him and George
surprising
Pickens.
when he doesn't foul out of a playoff game.
Right.
I honestly don't get it, and I think as Celtics-wise, I would rather Julius Randle killed the Celtics.
He did.
So good riddance.
Yeah.
And then Julius Randle as an equal scoring threat. I mean, they still have Gobert at the back of their defense. So, and Jaden McDaniels and Ant. So even I don't know. I think that goes to the Wolves for me as a win. For the Wolves.
I saw it when we were on vacation. And I was like, that can't be real. And I came home and
DiVincenzo, come on.
Yeah.
He got so hot in the playoffs. I bet the New York Italians were upset about this trade.
Ooh, they still want that Tommy DeVito out there.
Yeah. Still talking about Joe DiMaggio. It's been like 100 years.
It was pretty good, though. Did you watch the Pete Rose documentary on?
I watched the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, now let me ask you a question post-football. You watching any playoff baseball? I know this is me and Jack's thing, but you watching any?
I've watched a little bit.
Yeah? What are your thoughts?
I like playoff baseball.
Oh, who doesn't?
Who'd the Astros beat in the first round, or lose to in the first round?
Tigers.
Yeah, there was a pitcher from the Tigers. It was like the 6th or 7th inning. He let up a double, then he struck the next two guys out, and he was so fired up. I got fired up.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
You know,
playoff baseball is the best. It's actually like what I know. I don't watch hockey, but everyone says playoff hockey is different. I think baseball's molting into that. I think it is now like. I think people are going to start. Numbers will go up because people are like, playoff baseball is sweet.
I had an argument with somebody at work that I would rather watch playoff baseball than playoff hockey.
Well, you're just
maybe I know the sport better.
Guy. Yeah,
and I'm not a hockey.
With a hockey guy, and they're not.
No, I'm not a hockey guy. They like.
No,
hockey.
That's what I'm saying. That's what. Yeah. So you're just. Yeah. Yeah, it's sweet. It's awesome. They got in. You got It's just on until like the World Series. You finally start having days off, but it's just. I'm stoked. Yeah. 2 games today.
Ohtani's coming back to pitch.
I doubt it.
Do you think Ohtani is the best player we've ever seen?
You know, me and Jack talked about this. Everything's set, so it's...
Quinn's a huge Ohtani guy.
People, yes, because he can do the thing where he throws 100 and hits 50 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
And wins MVPs and hits 40 home runs while having an ERA at or just under 3. That's insane.
Right, but we also saw Barry Bonds.
That's the name that needs to be thrown out.
And
but also, like,
A-Rod.
you have to think of A-Rod. You have to think of, and then we watched the guy in our lifetime from the time I was 10 years old to like 2 years ago. His whole career hit 700 home runs and have 3,000 hits in Albert Pujols.
True.
Like,
yeah.
He dipped on the Angels, I get it, but those Cardinals, Albert Pujols was insane. So, yes is probably the answer for Ohtani because he does both. But career-wise, I don't know if he will end up in the same.
I also think you have to win.
Guys. Well, Bonds never won anything.
Okay, but like A-Rod won, Pujols won. Like you look at the pitchers, Pedro won, Randy Johnson won.
You don't have to warm me up to
Pedro. I saw a stat about Pedro's ERA for I think it was 98 to 91 or 01.
That makes no sense. Yeah.
And his ERA was under 2 for 3 straight years.
Don't and
like
you know
averaged out.
He had this run that everyone remembers: 98, 99, 2000. Also 97, he won the NL Cy Young. He got hurt in 2001. I encourage all listeners to just type in Pedro Martinez's name to Baseball Reference. The 2002 team wasn't very good, or was good, but didn't make the playoffs. Just peep his numbers that year. He was just as good that year.
Yep.
Now you got me going on Pedro rant, which means we got to go, because this will not stop. Tim, so we'll see how this new format goes. This might be the way we go from now on, and the whole reason is to expand us onto YouTube, not YouTube TV. Someday
we'll be on TV.
Someday, me and you will be the host of Cold Pizza.
They're bringing it back.
Firing off takes at 6 in the morning. But Tim, you have a great rest of your day.
All right.